Did it start?
Yeah. It is time to breathe again on the Breath of Fresh Air webcast on YouTube and
Dude, I
Facebook.
waited.
I know, Patrick. It took a while to load up. I'm sorry, man. Like literally, it said you are live as soon as you opened your mouth. We're never gonna get that right. Well, we got it right one of them weeks. All right, we'll see
We're
if we
gonna
can
get
get
it
it.
right multiple times later. But anyway.
Yeah, we'll get it next week. Let's start next week. But as y'all can see, I am here, Charles, with Patrick. And look, man, let's just get right to it. Um, we saw the college football playoff national championship national championship game yesterday, and Alabama just dominated Ohio State. 52-24 is the final score for Nick Saban. This is championship number 6 with Alabama, 7 overall since he won the one with LSU. Um, Alabama, look, I don't think we're too shocked about this, Patrick. Both of us had Alabama winning the game. We both had shootouts, like legit shootouts. but their defense played pretty well as well. They knocked Trey Sermon, the running back for Ohio State, out of the game. First play of the game, really. And yeah, and then it just kind of went south from there. Ohio State tried to hang in there for the first half, but they didn't have any answer for Alabama's offense. Now I remember I was texting Bear throughout the game and through the first half, and he had said something about the defense is kind of trying to minimize the damage. I said, Bear, Alabama has scored every possession except for that turnover. They not stopping y'all at all. But this is dominant. Look, Devontae Smith, the Heisman Trophy winner, had more total yards in the first half than Ohio State had as a team. How's that for some domination?
Yeah, and he only played the first half.
Yeah, right.
I mean, when you have 12 catches for 215 yards and 3 touchdowns, and you're just heading into the locker room, what can I say? I will tell you, man. Steve Sarkisian, man, he had a heck of a game plan for Smith, man. I mean, he disguised him in so many different ways that I was like, I don't even. I, you're allotting for this man, and you're willing to put 2 people on him, but you can't put 2 people on him because 1, your defense is not fast enough, and 2, he is hiding in plain sight. You couldn't find the man. I mean, he was running, but he ran more before the play even started than he did during the play. There was
Yep.
one he went like back and forth like 20 times and then took off. It's amazing how fast that kid is.
And that's what you do when you have a playmaker like that. You find multiple ways to get him involved. Put him in motion, move him around, put him in the slot, put him out wide, whichever way you can to get the ball in his hands. Because the dude is, I mean, he's lethal. And the thing is, I mean, he been there. This is his senior year. He was the one who caught that touchdown pass. I sorry, Patrick, to bring up bad memories, but he was the one who caught that touchdown pass against Georgia in the championship
Dude,
game.
I'm so used to it. Georgia is a third-rate state to me right now. We blow leads in every single sport. I told you I wanted to talk about the Hawks before they had a losing record. Too late.
Yeah, I mean, we weren't. Yeah, I mean, it's the Hawks. Although I think the Hawks are on the right path, man. It's early in the season. I think they maybe
Hey,
if
let's
not
not get
this.
sidetracked. Let's not get sidetracked. We're talking
No, no,
about.
no. I'm just saying, maybe not. I'm on track. I'm just saying, maybe next year they can get going. Because they do have a good nucleus. I think they're building, but uh,
They'll find something. They'll either that or they'll do the typical Atlanta thing and find a way to lose, no matter who you have on the court.
no, but with Devontae Smith, man. Of course, he's playing with these other receivers who are in the NFL now. Jerry Jeudy, Henry Ruggs, among others. But I mean, this dude this year, he's a top 5 pick for sure. I think. I mean, with the Heisman.
In my pick, he'd go number 1. I don't see anybody else. Everybody talks about Trevor Lawrence going number 1.
But he's probably going to go number 1 though.
Probably. I mean, because everybody's on this whole quarterback thing. I mean, to me, if I pick a quarterback, truthfully, and I was saying this after he beat Georgia, I'd go Mac Jones. He's just a more sound quarterback than Trevor Lawrence or Justin Fields, and Justin Fields would be my last pick. There was a reason why he didn't start in Georgia, and we found out why. And it's not because he's a bad player. It's just he is not the caliber of quarterback that you need to win a championship. He's Matt Ryan.
He's still raw talent.
Michael Vick relied on raw talent. He'll play on Sunday. Don't get me wrong. He's good enough to play on Sunday. But until he wants to take that career serious, which I just don't think he does, when he's ready to take it serious, it'll blow up. But he's got so much raw talent, and he's relying on that raw talent. And it's more than raw talent in the NFL. So that's my opinion on it.
Yeah, and I mean, look, I get if somebody was to take Devontae Smith with the number 1 pick, because I mean, I'll put it this way: I think he is the best player ever out of anybody. Like if anybody out of all the draft picks, out of all the people who are coming out, I think he's the best player coming out. Of course, like what you said with the quarterback craze, it's a quarterback-driven league, blah, blah. Yeah, Trevor Lawrence will probably go number 1. Now, you and I, we had discussed this. I think we're both in agreement. We don't think Trevor Lawrence is a transcendent player. We think he's a guy, if you put him in the right system, if he's able to get around a good team, then he can make a difference there. But it's just like when we were talking about him joining Clemson. Clemson already had the talent there. Now maybe he kind of just upped it a little bit to where they could be a championship caliber team, but we never got the feeling they would be hurting if Trevor Lawrence went out. Like they would still persevere with Trevor Lawrence, and that's what we mean when we're talking about transcendent figures. They're like, if like you take this dude out, your hopes are instantly dashed. You don't feel that way about Trevor Lawrence. But I mean, going back to Devontae Smith in Alabama and Matt Jones, I mean, you just got to think. I mean, they had 3 of the top 5 Heisman Trophy finalists. So this Alabama offense was loaded. And there was all those guys, Matt Jones, Sr., Najee Harris, Sr., Devontae Smith, Sr. These guys waited. They were patient. And then when they got their time to shine, they shined.
Oh, yeah. in a big way. Now, past the players, let's talk about the game a minute, because I do want to point this out, because me and you talked about this on many shorties, and we talked about this on several webcasts. If we thought that Ohio State deserved to be there, do they deserve to be there now? Now that they have gotten blown out by a team that was hands down far more superior in every aspect of the game. Did they deserve to be there? My personal opinion, I think Texas A&M would have put up a better fight than Ohio State. Truthfully, my personal opinion on this, I think Texas A&M would have blew Clemson out the way that Ohio State did. I truly feel that way.
Yeah, everything is just so uneven with how the season happened. I'm gonna say I don't know. I don't know.
I'm gonna say I do know.
I'm gonna say I don't really know. I mean, I could sit there and say yeah, maybe Texas A&M could have did better, but we saw that Texas A&M Alabama thing earlier, and Alabama beat them by 28 points. Is A&M improved? I would think they'd be a little bit improved, but I don't see much difference there. Like, I just feel like Alabama was so far better than anybody else. If it was Ohio State, if it was North Carolina A&T, if it was Clemson, whoever, Alabama was going to blow whoever out. They were that much better than everybody else to me.
But the only team that I think would probably stop Alabama is the Kansas City Chiefs right now.
because Ohio
Maybe
State.
Buffalo, and maybe Cleveland.
We'll get to them
That's
in a
it.
minute. We'll get to them in a minute. But I still think, look, I still believe Ohio State did not deserve to get in there. I'm always on that belief. Yes, fair. I know Florida was the only team that tested Bama, but I I'm under the belief Ohio State still didn't deserve to get in there. Big Ten conference moved mountains for them to get in there. The Clemson win sort of verified it, but I just still just kind of looked at it as them. Look, Ohio State in that Clemson game to me was playing with house money. It was house money because I don't think they deserve to be in there anyway. But since they were moved in there basically, and they got by the Big Ten championship game, and they were already highly ranked just because, they got an opportunity to show what they could do, and they blew out Clemson. But I still don't think they should have got in there. They did. But Alabama was just so much better than everybody else, Patrick. Like I said, anybody would have got served up last night, as far as I'm concerned. Alabama was just that much better than everybody else.
And truthfully, I don't think Florida would even. I mean, look, Bear, I get it. I agree with you. They were the only one that really tested Alabama. But the reason why they tested Alabama, and is one of the things that Alabama fixed very quickly after that, was the deep ball, and Alabama burned, or I'm sorry, Florida burned Alabama several times on that. That didn't happen again to anywhere, and when you look at what Florida did to Alabama in that game, I don't know if Florida would be able to handle Alabama at this point. It'd have been a blowout if Florida would have made it to that BCS championship game. It'd have been another blowout. I mean, yeah, I agree with you. That game was about the only one that tested Alabama, but did it really? All it did was make Nick Saban look at one more thing that he needed to fix. And you're not stopping that powered offense. I mean, they put up 52 points, yeah, but the only thing that really was a huge key indicator that Nick Saban needed to fix came on defense, and they put up 46 points on them. So, did Florida really test them?
Well,
I think Florida just really showed them what their weakness was, and they fixed it.
well, one thing about that game, though, too, and then we can move on to the other matters we got to do. When you play Alabama, and you know this, being an SEC fan, of course, and the SEC guy, when you play Alabama, everything, no matter what, is going to be tough contested. I mean, Alabama's going to play some tight man coverage, and even their zones are tight to throw into. So if you are going to make these throws, you got to have a quarterback who can make these throws, which Kyle Trask in that game showed he could. Number two, you better have playmakers as well to make these contested catches. With Pitts and Tony and all those other weapons Florida had, they were able to do that. So it takes Alabama, especially ever since Nick Saban has been there. You are not going to get anything handed to you. You have to earn everything and anything you get with them. And if you're not ready to match that intensity, you're going to get what you got last night, a blowout. Because Bama is playing at that. And then with Nick Saban there, he can adjust to everything that comes. It's just tough. So, anything to add to Alabama? Well, I mean, okay, we said all that is to say, hey, Alabama, congratulations on winning y'all title.
Yeah, congratulations. That was a huge, made me happy kind of thing. I do want to say one thing, though. I do want to say one thing. The win probability. If you ever look at Florida versus Alabama in that win probability, it never dropped below 50% for Florida or for Alabama. It always stayed above 50%. As a matter of fact, I think it even stayed up above 60%. The only team that it ever dropped down below 50%, just saying, was Georgia. So, yes, they beat Georgia even more than they did Florida, but Georgia also had a win probability. No other team ever did that. Just saying.
What is this, next gen stats?
Well, I mean, everybody wants to say that Florida was the one that gave them the hardest time. Score-wise, yes. Actual play field-wise, Georgia actually gave them a harder time than Florida. Just saying.
Patrick, what caught your eye about the wild card weekend this week?
Well, what caught my eye was how Cleveland messed up your perfect weekend. I would have been pissed. My perfect weekend was stopped pretty quickly, but no, that's what caught my eye was Cleveland and Pittsburgh, man. Cleveland came out in that first quarter, man, and was like, they were ready to win. Too bad it had to go 4 quarters because even with 5 turnovers, Pittsburgh still gave them a game. Look, I get it. A lot of people are going to say Pittsburgh was a bad team or they weren't really sold on Pittsburgh. I'll admit I was one of them that was not. But you have to give a little bit of credit to the Steelers because you gave the ball 5 turnovers. You gave Cleveland 5 turnovers. 5. And that really did not – Pittsburgh really did not go away until that Nick Chubb 40-yard catch out of the backfield that put them up, and then Cleveland kind of was able to match the gas at that point and roll away with a win. But you give them 5 turnovers, and it was still a ball game in the third quarter. That's just a testament to that offense that Pittsburgh has and that defense, man. They're a good team. They really are. It's just a lot of things just didn't go their way, and 5 turnovers is hard to come back from. And that proved it. But really happy for the city of Cleveland to get their first win in 16 years in the playoffs.
Longer than that, man. Like 1994.
1994.
or that season. Yeah, that season was the last time they had a playoff.
But I was really happy for both the city of Buffalo and for the city of Cleveland. I hated the fact that COVID screwed that up, man, because the party for Cleveland and Buffalo was right.
Absolutely. And let's see. So Bear asks, is it time for Ben Roethlisberger to go? I'm thinking. No. I'm on the fence, but I'll lean toward no. I think Big Ben can still play at a high level, but the Steelers need to get some other things fixed. They started off 11-0, but you and I both knew, or we felt they weren't exactly as good as their record said they were. And then the generics beat them, and everything just fell apart after that. Pittsburgh can't run the ball. The defense wasn't playing as well. And people just got caught up to what Pittsburgh was doing. Pittsburgh was throwing a lot of short passes and trying to have those receivers make plays for them. Team started sitting on it.
I do got to say this. It was sad to see this for the Steelers that Baker Mayfield did a better job at short passes than Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah, exactly. And so now, and then like I feel like the coaches could have did better for Pittsburgh. If you know people are sitting on short routes, go over their heads.
Mm-hmm.
Now there might be a little issue. Can Big Ben throw it deep like he once was, or like he once could? Maybe that's an issue also. I mean, he did have a surgically repaired elbow he was playing with as well. So, I mean, I don't know exactly how he's feeling health wise, but I'm going to say no to that as well. I think Pittsburgh will try to ramp it up for one more run. I think Big Ben has one more year remaining on his contract. So I think they'll try to ramp it up for one more run. And then if it doesn't work out, then it's going to be a overhaul.
I think he got one more year. And if it doesn't, and it's kind of one of those things, it's Super Bowl or bust kind of thing. I think Ben's got one more year. I still feel he can contend with some of the best quarterbacks out there. But next year is going to be that telling tale. Can he throw that deep ball? Because all season we didn't really see that. It was short mid-range passes. He was in the pocket for 2.5 seconds, and he was getting rid of the ball quick. But he also had receivers that were hitting their slants. I mean, most of those receivers were hitting perfect routes through those first 11 games. Those last 5, they weren't perfected routes. There was a lot of miscues. There was a lot of wide receivers going left and Ben throwing right. I mean, that last 4, it really took Pittsburgh really settling in against the Colts to even win that game. They should have went 11-0 and then 0-5, truthfully.
Yeah.
But they ended up with that one win that got them, with Indianapolis, that for whatever reason they had one good quarter in the past 5 games, and then that just carried over into the playoffs, and it was just one mistake after another. I mean, even when they started getting it together in that game against Cleveland, the second game against Cleveland, even when they started getting it together, they get it together, and then all of a sudden a penalty. The roughing the kicker when they were off the field at 4th and 1. They were off the field. Why push that issue? You know what I'm saying? Why push that issue? Just get the ball, fair catch it, and let your offense do its job. No, they gotta run out there, hit the kicker. It's 4th and 1, man. Come on, come on.
It's a fitting end. It's a fitting end to their season. I mean, after the 11-0 record, it's get 5 turnovers, you shoot yourself in the foot. It's how the season probably should have ended for Pittsburgh, seeing how they just weren't with it. I mean, the Bengals beat them. I mean, they just weren't playing well, and then they sat people out for that first Cleveland game. Then, sometimes when you sit people out, it's hard to get that timing back. And I mean, when you began the game with a bad snap over Big Ben's head, and it got fallen, and Cleveland recovered that for a touchdown. That was it. That's about as bad of a start as you can have. So definitely props to Cleveland, though. I mean, I'm happy for that city, happy for their fans. And now they will see the Kansas City Chiefs. More on that in a minute. But one of the other things that caught my eye, man, I don't know if you got to see the game between Baltimore and Tennessee, but that was that was old school hit you.
And that game went exactly like you said it was going to. If they stuck to the ground, Baltimore was going to win, and I was like, I think Tennessee will try to air it out, and no, that was a ground and pound game, and man, it was good though. It was good.
Held Derrick Henry to 40 yards.
40 yards. Yeah, I was going to say I thought they had them less than that. I thought it was like 30, but 40 yards. If you hold Derrick Henry to 40 yards, yeah, you won.
and
Yeah, he won.
that's the thing, Patrick, because I remember last year Tennessee got up 14-0, and Baltimore just gave up, just did not run the ball anymore. Like, hey, Lamar, go back there and just throw, and that's not his strength. He's a little bit better at it now, but it's still not his strength. So you still have to continue to do those other things. Stay balanced, run the football. They were down 10-0. And I can see the haters. I can see all the people just lining up on the good old cesspool known as Twitter and just lining up, just ready to just pounce on Lamar Jackson. Oh, here we go. He can't throw. He can't lead a team back. Blah, 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 blah. Like, man, look, Baltimore, just stick with the run. Tennessee jumped out. Stick with the run, though. Run those read options, mix in the pass, stay balanced. And to their credit, the coach's credit, they stayed balanced. And they were able to work their way back in there. The defense stepped up, and it's a good win.
Yeah, like I said, they did exactly what you said they were going to do, and that impressed me. The fact that they stuck to the game, and then when Lamar Jackson busted off that one run, I was like, this is going to be a long day. It's going to be a long day right here. And Tennessee
that run looked like he was sacked, but I thought Tennessee had him.
Oh, I did too. It was either going to be a loss for 10 yards. But he turned it. It went from a loss of 10 yards because he was like he shouldn't have escaped. I don't know how he did, but it should have been a loss for 10 yards, and it ended up being a gain for 40
and a touchdown.
and a touchdown. I was like, whoa, wait a minute, what happened? So I actually rewound that back, and I was like, wow. When he pulled back. He pulled back and then he shot off to the left. I was like, oh no. And then he put that foot down and was gone. I was like, what was that? Dude, and he was gone. And I was like, ain't nobody stopping him. Ain't nobody gonna catch him. And nobody was even around him 10 yards. They tried. Nobody. 10 yards. He was gone. But that should have been a sack. I've never seen Lamar Jackson put a plant down like that on his foot and turn like that. I've never seen that. So, but no, congratulations to Baltimore for moving on. You got a tough game next week, and I know you're going to say more about that here in a bit, but they got a tough game next week. But good for Baltimore and Lamar Jackson. I'm glad that he proved a lot of people wrong. I'm glad for that.
Yeah, and I think just looking at the rest of the wild card games, we both said the Bills would beat the Colts, although the Colts played pretty well. Felt like they would.
Well.
Yeah, I mean, I think we felt like they would in the first half. But the Colts have a good, solid team. They can play some good defense. They run the ball very well. We'll see about that quarterback situation. Phillip Rivers he's just not it. Sorry. Now, if Bear was to come on here and ask me, is it time for Phillip Rivers to go? I'm saying yes to that.
Yeah. It's not for Phillip Rivers. It's been what?
He got in the league the same time Big Ben did.
Okay, so he's 4 years past his retirement. So at least 5. He could have retired 5 years ago. When he didn't, he should have retired.
And so the Rams beat the Seahawks, and so that was one where you thought the Seahawks were going to win.
I do want to say this.
Mm-hmm.
Russell Wilson did exactly what I said he was going to do. That Rams offense was on fire.
The defense came at him, man, and that's what I was saying. I'm like, look, the Rams defense does a good job. Now, I notice it probably more than most, just simply because they're in my division. The 49ers are my favorite team. Like, I wouldn't expect to know more about your teams, like the Saints. Like, you would probably know more about the Saints than I do because that's your rival.
I know more about them than I should.
Yeah, but that's your rival, and you're gonna pay attention to your rival. And so
more.
Yeah, and so like Seattle, Rams, and the Cardinals, I'm looking at those teams, and I know the Rams play the Seahawks tough because they can keep Russell Wilson in that pocket and they can get pressure on him real quickly. The play where he threw that screen and dude jumped on it, it's like you don't know that without scouting. And like you don't know that without knowing tendencies. And so
that is true.
So the Rams, I mean, that defense looked good. They're going to go to Green Bay. We'll talk about those too. But the other three games, we were all in agreement. Bills beat the Colts, Saints beat the Bears, and the Buccaneers beat the Generics. Although I will say for the Generics, Taylor Heineke did his thing out there, man. He competed.
He wanted it.
Yes.
But you're up against to me you're up against a far superior offense and defense in that Bucks, and the Bucks are going to be tough to beat just because of Tom Brady and his ability to find wide receivers when they shouldn't even be found. He's got a knack for that, man, and he did it several times in that game. So I mean, Tampa Bay is going to be hard to beat, but I know we're fixing to talk about those in a minute, so we'll wait.
Well, we won't have to wait long because we're getting into those divisional round playoff games. So you have the Rams and Packers, Ravens, Bills, Browns, Chiefs, Bucks, and Saints. These are your, I guess, the Elite Eight, if you want to call them that, the version of
everybody calling them.
So look, man, we'll be kind of rapid with this one, with these picks, man. So we'll start with the Rams and Packers. Who do you have winning that one?
Hold on, is this rapid fire pick, team, pick, score, move on?
Yes, team and score. Yes.
Okay, go.
Who you got? Rams and Packers.
Which one?
Rams and Packers.
Rams and Packers. I'm going Packers. 31-27. And I just think there's too much Aaron Rodgers, man. Too much Aaron Rodgers. He's going to make plays where he needs to make them, and Packers are going to be hard to beat.
Yeah, playing in Lambeau Field, like, I don't think the Packers are unbeatable by any means, but who's going to go up there and beat them? That's the question you have to ask.
That's the question.
And
if you're going to do it, this is the year to do it. No fans.
Fans, yeah.
This is the year to do it, but it's still Lambeau Field, and one team that takes so much pride in their home is the Packers, regardless if there's a fan in there or not. So they're a hard team to beat at home, regardless. So yeah, I got the Packers, man.
Yes, I'm going to agree with that. The Rams, I think, are pretty well suited because of their defense, because they could get pressure on Aaron Rodgers, but I don't know if their offense can score enough. The Packers with Aaron Rodgers, I think they're going to score about 25 to 28 points, and I don't even see the Rams getting to that. So I'm going Packers 28 to 20. 28 to 20, because I don't know if the Rams can score enough. Yeah, so we both got the Packers. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Ravens and Bills. What do you got for that?
This one's a tough one.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
I'm going Bills because Josh Allen, man, he is on fire. He has been on fire all season, and I just don't want to go against it. You know what I mean? I don't. And don't get me wrong. I had the Ravens losing in the last round. Lamar Jackson surprised me with a couple of plays that he did. But that Bills defense, they can contain Lamar Jackson far better than than most teams in the league. So I'm going to go Bills. I'm going to go Bills 28-24.
28-24, good score. I'm going Ravens, man. I think the Ravens are peaking, dude. It is. I was going. This was the game where I'm with you. I was going back and forth with this one. Uh, just like how I said it with the Ravens and the Titans, it wouldn't surprise me either way which team won. And I'm feeling the same way with this Ravens Bills game. I'm going Ravens 27-23. Something on that line. So because I don't think they're getting out. Dude, I don't think they're getting out of the 30s. Like I think that.
24.
I'm going 27-23.
You just want to be an oddball. Okay, I got you.
Yes, a little bit. But no, 28-24. I mean, it's pretty close. But I mean, I think it's going to be close. Highly
It's
contested
not going to surprise me
offense.
if Ravens win that game, though. I will say that this is that one that I would not be surprised. So
Yeah, Ravens 27-23, and you got the Bills 28-24.
yeah.
All right. Browns and Chiefs. Now this one is interesting to me, Patrick. Uh, but I'm gonna take the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs will win. I'm gonna go 41-31 for this one. I think the Browns can score. They can score on the Chiefs defense. But man, the Browns secondary is gonna have their work cut out for them. So I'm going Chiefs 41-31.
Oh, God. All right. So there's no doubt I'm going Chiefs as well. I want Cleveland to win, dude. I really do. I want them to win so bad. This is the problem. You say Cleveland can score on them. I agree, but I don't think they will. I just don't. I think.
You don't think Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt could get going? Well, I think they could. I think they could run for 200 yards on the Chiefs defense, dude. That's why.
And they probably will. They'll run for 50 on one play. They'll run for 50 on another. They'll run for 50 on another, and they'll all end in punts.
No.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I think Chubb and Hunt can get loose, but it's going to take Chubb and Hunt getting loose consistently through this game. I don't even think it's going to be a shootout. I'm going 42 24.
42-24. All right. So they can get off a little bit. I mean,
I just don't think they're going to score at no high rate. I mean, honestly, I was debating going 42-17.
Dude, really? Dude, I think the Browns can. They could set a scoring record of some sort.
I hope they do. I want the Browns to win so bad. Like even to the point where I was like, man, I'll take. I almost wanted to take the Browns, and I was going to say Browns 31-30 in double overtime. But that offense for Kansas City is just flat out too good, you know.
Because and that's the thing, man. Because I think how I see the game going is the Browns can run the ball, especially in the first half. They can keep it close, and then like a mistake happens, whether it's a fumble or a Baker Mayfield interception. You have to maximize every single chance you get against the Chiefs. And if you turn the ball over, that could be the difference between you being down by 3 or the difference between you being down by 17. And so I can see Baker Mayfield trying to do too much. Just that matchup because you're facing Patrick Mahomes and this Chiefs offense. So the pressure of having to score pretty much every time you have the ball can force you to do some things that you might not normally do. And that's so I think turnovers would hurt the Browns more than anything else. If the Browns don't turn the ball over, see, you got 3. See, there you go. So if the Browns don't turn the ball over, they have a shot because I do not think the Chiefs can stop them running the football. I just don't see it. I think Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt can get loose. And then if Baker Mayfield can do some play action passing, that's where he's going to be more effective. But if you're going to ask him to drop back and throw, which I can see that happening, trying to keep up with the Chiefs, that's where I think they get in trouble when the Chiefs pull away.
That's what I think is going to happen, and it's nothing against this Cleveland defense or this Cleveland offense. I think they can get loose, but I just, as much as I want Hunt and Chubb to be running the ball, they're going to ask Baker to throw 40 times, and they're not going to get their carries, and that's the problem. That's going to be the problem because let's just say, and this is just a hypothetical. Let's say Chiefs win the coin toss. They take the ball first. They're down 7-0. What's going to go through Baker Mayfield's head at this time? We got to match them score for score now. So Cleveland can score on them with Hunt and Chubb. They can. I don't think they're going to get the carries.
All right, and the last game, Patrick, Bucks and Saints. Who do you have for that one?
Oh God, you know I want the Saints to lose, but I got the Saints. Tom Brady is a good quarterback. I'm not taking anything from that, and what Tampa has done from last year to this year has been phenomenal, without saying. But dude, when you have Drew Brees, who is, in my personal opinion, just as good as Tom Brady, maybe not all the championships, but Drew Brees is an elite quarterback, and he does not mess up too often. I'm gonna go Saints 33-21.
Yeah, I think the Saints win too. It's going to be close, though, I think, because this will be the 3rd time they play. Of course, the Saints won the first couple of games. I definitely don't see another 38-3 drubbing that the Saints gave the Bucks down in Tampa. But I do think the Saints defense is they're the factor there, because I think they can get pressure on Tom Brady and they can match up with all those receivers pretty well. With Marshawn Lattimore, Janoris Jenkins, Williams, safety back there, Marcus Williams. They have a lot of guys that can match up with Mike Evans, Antonio Brown, Chris Godwin. And then I think they can get Tom Brady flustered a little bit. So I got the Saints winning too. But I think, what did you say? You said 33-21?
Yeah.
I think it'll be a little more low scoring than that. I think, because I think the defenses will step up a little bit, even Tampa Bay. So I think their defense will step up a little bit. So I'm going. I think it'll be pretty close, man. Some oddball score, 26-20.
It is odd. Put some more realistic scores. We're going to do all this over again and give me some realistic scores.
Man, those are realistic scores. What are you talking about? All right, look.
No,
27-21. How about that?
No, honestly, I like the 26-20 better.
Well, all right. Man, well, hey, let's talk about something real quick with the Eagles, man. So they went ahead and fired Doug Peterson. Now, we touched on this a little bit last week, how we felt like he lost the team with that decision he made, pulling Jalen Hurts out. Apparently, a lot of players were upset at that move, and apparently there was a meeting between him and the owner, Jeffrey Lurie, and now Peterson is gone. So I don't think we want to spend too much time on this, because you know how we are with the losing teams. Like, we got all off season to talk about them. So I guess I'll just ask a quick question. What the F is up with the Eagles? Because that's a mess right now.
Look, you, there's a lot of things wrong with the Eagles, down from general managers to coaches to players, and truthfully, it just boils down again. I don't know why. I don't know why I feel that Philadelphia is just one of those teams that just tanks on purpose, or one of those cities that tank on purpose. Probably because all of them do tank on purpose.
You need to let the Sixers thing go, man. Them teams don't tank like that.
But that system in Philadelphia, the Eagles system is nobody's buying in on it. Nobody's buying in. I think it's more than just the head coach. I think this is general manager. I think this is players. I think this is a total revamp of this entire organization, and I think that it's more firing than just the head coach. I think the general manager needs to be gone. I think. I think the water girls need to be gone. The water boys, all of them. I mean, I would fire everybody.
So,
Everybody.
so
Gatorade packets gone.
the benches, the
The bench,
Gatorade
new
bottles,
benches.
everything.
Or at least repaint them.
New carpet in the
New
training
carpet.
facility.
Let's just go all out. New stadium. Just get rid of all of it and just rebuild from scratch and just be like, look, we're getting new Gatorade bottles, we're getting a new stadium, we're getting a new logo. Get a new logo. Go. Washington's doing it. Let's just go all out.
Hey, are they though?
Probably, but they don't have no Redskin anymore, so they're gonna the W.
Yes, why the W, man? That look the generics, man. Team generic, but
Your logo will be a white background. That's
I told you, hey, the WTFs. That's what they are called.
Here, I'm going to give you Washington's new logo. Are you ready?
Yes. Just paper.
Just
paper.
White. White background.
Well, look, man.
No generics.
Look, the Eagles. Look, I kind of agree with you, man. But Patrick, how about that fall for Doug Peterson? 3 years ago, they won the Super Bowl. Literally 3 years ago. And now he's fired. He's out of here.
Well, make bonehead decisions.
Yeah, it's true. It was a pretty
dude. That was a bonehead decision. That was a decision that you if he didn't get fired, that is your 2-week notice when you make that decision. That's what that is. Let's call that what it is. I'm pulling my starting quarterback and putting in whoever. And dude, that's a 2-week notice.
Sudfeld. Exactly.
That's a 2-week notice. And that's a 2-week notice, dude. You pull out Jalen Hurts and you put in that guy, that's a 2-week notice. That's what that is. And that's what I'm calling it. It's a 2-week notice.
Like that's a spectacular fall. And we're not trying to make any fall spectacular, but you went from Super Bowl champ to get out of here. Garbage.
You went from hosting a trophy to looking for a job.
Yeah. I mean,
that's not how that's supposed to go.
No. Wow. Well, all right, Patrick. Let's jump on a couple of NBA topics before we get on out of here. So we touched on this last week, very, very briefly. Steph Curry. Now, look, season still young, but there were a lot of people out here, even going back to last year. Of course, Steph Curry was hurt last year, so I don't know how you could just bury a guy when he didn't play. But he didn't have a good start this year. And then all of a sudden, he played the Portland Trail Blazers and dropped 62 on their head. And this is kind of significant as well because a lot of people have started to say Damian Lillard's the best point guard in the league. Steph Curry sent a pretty quick reminder, he's still there. And so my thing is this, Patrick. Like you said last week, they changed algorithm for this dude on NBA Live or NBA 2K or whichever games it was. This man literally changed. Yes. Yeah. Like, he changed the way the game was played. So, he gets hurt, and people thought he was gonna continue to struggle. And look, he is gonna struggle a little bit because his running mate, Klay Thompson, unfortunately can't stay healthy. I mean, it's just a sad reality, man. I mean, the dude had a knee injury, tore his ACL, working his way back, then he tore his Achilles, and it's just bad. Because Klay Thompson has become one of my favorite players, so it hurts. Like, I just like how he, like the way he plays, the shooting motion. I think he has the purest jump shot in the league, and he plays great defense one on one. I like watching Klay Thompson play. So that's tough to see get hurt. But look, Steph Curry, he didn't forget how to shoot. Just saying.
Well, and I'm going to say it again, because you can't say it enough. NBA video games changed an algorithm for this man. They did not do it for LeBron. They didn't do it for Michael Jordan. They didn't do it for Charles Barkley. They didn't do it for Hakeem Olajuwon. They didn't do it for not another player in the NBA. Hands down, not ever been done. Steph Curry done it.
Yeah.
Then 2 nights ago, I just want to point this out. 2 nights ago, he goes 9 for 10 at the 3-point line. That's 90%.
Yeah.
I'm surprised if they change that algorithm again.
He has a 100 shooting percentage from 3.
I know, right? And it gets better the further he is. It's like
right, and that's the main thing, Patrick. The range.
The range is insane. The man shoots literally. They have like his stats are something like crazy. Like he shoots 80%, and he shoots better from 3-point line than he does inside the 3-point line.
Yes.
And he can barely dunk.
Right. So
changing algorithms for this. So to tell me to come in and say, "Oh, Steph Curry is overrated," no. Damian Lillard's the best point guard. No. Hold on. Let the season play out a little more. Curry is back. Give him a minute because he hasn't played in 60-something games. His first year. A whole year, dude.
Pretty much.
So let's pump the brakes. Let's find out what he is capable of, which I think in 24 hours after he dropped that 62 points, the next night he dropped another 36. So in like a span of 24 hours, he scored 98 points. Hold on. I'm not saying Damian Lillard is a bad point guard. I'm just saying, hold on.
Right.
Let's see how the season goes. Games changed algorithms for this man. Peter, what about the Rats? I'm just saying.
Peter, what about
Come on.
Oh, boy.
He's a good player, and there's reasons why he is where he's at. So let's just hold on. Let's see how the season goes. They changed algorithms for this man, so let's see. He has earned that. Give him that.
And Patrick, so let's get this in before we close on now, because we agree on Steph Curry. This situation with Brooklyn, with the Brooklyn Nets and Kyrie Irving is just getting, I don't know, it's weird. This is weird. So Kyrie Irving hasn't played a game since January 5th. He's missed 3 games. He's not playing tonight against the Denver Nuggets. He basically went missing in action. So apparently he's spending time with the family because I guess some tapes surfaced of a birthday party he was at. And now the NBA is investigating it, COVID protocols. And so whenever he does come back, he may have to quarantine for another 2 weeks. Look, the question is coming like this, Patrick. Where's Kyrie Irving's head at right now? Because remember, this is supposed to be one of your leaders of the team. This man can't lead. You know, you and I, we've always thought Kyrie Irving was never a leader anyway. But if he's supposed to be a leader of the squad, that he can't lead from his dad's house. So does it, like, does he want to play? Like, I think these are real questions that need to be asked. And then the head coach, Steve Nash, this is his first year coaching. What is he even in control? Like, what is going on? What mess,
hot mess. And it's here we go. It's like this. Kyrie Irving hasn't been a leader since he lost his opportunity to lead back in Cleveland. When LeBron James opted out, came back to Cleveland because he knew at that point he wanted to be the savior for Cleveland. He did. And Kyrie Irving has been in a spiral with leadership ever since then. And to me, it's LeBron James caused that spiral. But at the same time, at the end of the day, you still have to look yourself in the mirror. There's one person you can't lie to, and it's the person in the mirror. And he needs to look himself in the mirror, and he needs to get right. That's what he needs to do. He has not been able to put this leadership thing on his shoulders because, to me personally, I just think he's a joke that doesn't want it. He doesn't want it. He says that he does, but then when he gets the opportunity, he blows it doing this stuff. He just needs to he just needs to look in the mirror and point the blame where it is, at himself, because nobody is going to make him do anything he doesn't want to do. He's his own person, but he is pushing his limits, and he's going to get to a point where nobody wants him on a team. Andrew Bottom, just saying.
Andrew Bottom. Andrew Bynum reference.
Yeah. And when I bring out Andrew Bottom, which when I bring it, I shot a 3, and I'll do it again. When I bring out an Andrew Bottom reference, you know it's for serious. And Kyrie Irving is getting to that point where he is cancerous to whatever organization he's part of. He was cancerous at the end with Cleveland. He got cancerous with Boston, and now he's cancerous with Brooklyn. It's going to be a never-ending cycle, and he's going to get to a point where no team is going to want him. So you might want to get right.
It's sad because this is a immense. I mean, he is a very, very gifted offensive player. I mean, he is very, very talented. He can score with either hand. The handle is ridiculous. There's a lot of stuff he can do offensively. Yeah,
his fadeaway is nasty. I mean, like I haven't seen a nasty fadeaway since Dirk Nowitzki.
Yeah, that one-legged one. Yeah,
that one-legged one when he knew you in the crotch. Don't get close. Don't get close.
And so, yeah, this is a weird situation, man, because I think the question has to ask, where is his head at? For him to just kind of up and leave like that, I mean, that you have to wonder where his mental space is. I know he'll talk about social issues and other stuff like that. I'll say this as well. You know, a lot of people will say, oh, well, Kyrie Irving looks at things deep and he seems like a smart guy. You know what, Patrick, look, I'm not trying to knock anyone's intelligence here, but to me, every time I hear Kyrie Irving speak, I think he's kind of idiotic. So that's just me.
The only time I really liked Kyrie Irving was in Uncle Drew.
Yeah. So on that note,
I thought he was pretty fun.
Oh shoot, that was a good movie, by the way. On that note, man, we're gonna wrap it up. So everybody, please make sure you guys check out the Breath of Fresh Air YouTube channel and smash that subscribe button and keep the likes coming on the Breath of Fresh Air Facebook page. So I still have a shorty to do. Hopefully I can get that out tomorrow. And Patrick said he is working on a shorty as well. So the content will continue to come. Anything I'm forgetting before we get out of here, Patrick?
Not a thing. You did it perfect.
All right. I do what I can. Well, everybody take care, and we will talk to y'all later on this week.